Welcome to another edition of You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or just looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever during the program, I have people standing by right now. 407-205-0400. Also, plenty of information is on the website, youhavepower.com. It's youhavepower.com. People standing by, feel free to call us. But first, it's time for my opening statement. No one else is going to be this honest with you, okay? But you have to take my word for what I'm about to tell you. Let's call it our little secret, if you will. Because I know many of you are afraid to purchase a home because you're afraid of the responsibility that comes with it. You know, it's a huge purchase, $300,000, $250,000, $400,000, whatever it is. In your head, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so concerned about keeping the roof over my head. What if I lose a job? What if we have health issues? I'm concerned about having that mortgage. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep renting. The real responsibility that you have, I think, is keeping a roof over your head or keeping a roof over your family's head. And let me give you a little secret here. If you continue to rent and you lose a job, you have a bad landlord, do you know how long it takes that landlord to evict you from the home? 30 days, 60 days, maybe 15 days even if you don't respond to the complaint. If you're a renter and you fall on hard times and you don't have enough money to pay the rent, this landlord can kick you out like that. You buy a house, right? You lose a job, unfortunately. A hurricane comes through and you have no money and you can't pay the mortgage. Do you know how long it takes the mortgage company to evict you? Do you know how long it takes the mortgage company to foreclose on you? I mean, with someone like me involved, you're looking at a year, 2 years. So the fear of not wanting to buy a home because you want to keep a roof over your head is really a fear that should make you want to buy, not rent, because a landlord can kick you out literally 20 times faster than a bank can. In Florida, the foreclosure process is what's called a judicial process. They can't just send you a letter and kick you out. They have to go through the entire legal system. Now, I'm not here trying to set you up for failure saying, oh, okay, yeah, I'm planning on getting foreclosed on. That's not it at all. It's just I know how important to you keeping a roof over your family's head really is. And that's why, if you're worried about job loss or anything like that, it's better to buy than rent because it's way easier for the landlord to get you out than it is the bank. I'm sorry to look at it this way, but this really is how it works in real life, especially here in Florida. And let's look at the purchase prices too. I just did a little search on a house in my neighborhood. The house is worth $479,000. Just to show you that it's cheaper monthly to buy than it is to rent. You're always going to pay less money monthly for a mortgage for the same house as opposed to renting it in the current climate that we're in because the interest rates are historically low. They've never been this low. I mean, they are historically low. So this house in my neighborhood is worth $479,000. To rent this home will cost you $3,100 per month. The mortgage payment, if you want to buy it, now this is not including taxes and insurance. This is just principal and interest. The mortgage payment, $1,857. Meaning, your mortgage payment's probably going to be $2,300 on this house, maybe $2,400. But you're going to own it. You're not paying someone else's mortgage. The rental payment, $3,100. And heaven forbid if we do have a job loss or some sort of financial calamity in our family, the bank is going to take 2 years to get you out, whereas the landlord's going to take 30 days. Don't let the fear of such a big purchase keep you from buying and paying something. You don't want to pay someone else's mortgage. You want to pay your own mortgage. Two very special guests joining me today. Vivian Lehman here to my left. Vivian, how are you?
Very well.
And Roxanne Kravach is here as well from RE/MAX 200 Realty. Roxanne, first time on the show. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about RE/MAX 200. Where are you guys located?
RE/MAX 200 Realty is on South Orlando Avenue in Winter Park. It was founded back in 1975.
75?
Yes.
I didn't think any
One-
shops were around from 75 still.
right?
There's so much transition.
It's definitely one of the oldest, if not the oldest, real
Wow.
estate office in Central Florida.
Unbelievable. All right, Vivian Lehman, you have realty. A lot of people out there, I think, believe that the life of a realtor is super easy. You know, you wake up in your PJs, you just send a couple emails, and then boom, take the kids to school. That's all you do all day. Tell me a little bit about the life of a real estate agent.
The life of a real estate agent includes having my phone right here.
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes you can ignore calls because you don't know the number? Well, guess what? I can't. I have to answer the phone. And that's my job, and it's 24/7. Weekends, if I have to go away and I don't have a partner that'll, help me out, I'm on the phone,
Right.
Can you wait until I get back on Monday? It's tough.
Yeah, I gotcha. So it's a lot of the 9-to-5ers out there think that real estate agents have it made, but truly it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week type of job, is it not?
It is.
And I mean, what are some of the things that you really love about being a real estate agent?
The flexibility of my timing, actually. If I know I-4 is going to be crazy at 8 in the morning, guess what? My appointment's going to be at 10:30.
Yeah.
It's the reality of working around that schedule. I went into real estate because I could be flexible for my kids at the time. I could go to the field trip if I wanted to. That was the trade-off.
If you talk to a lot of people in the real estate world, they will tell you that a real estate agent has made it when they really only are working listings, not working with buyers. Well, why do I hear that?
Well, I think the listings kind of create the buyer scenario. So a lot of agents will focus on getting listings, and then if you're getting busy enough, then you can have a buyer's agent that will assist you with working with the buyers. That's really how it's structured.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so I'm looking to see how much my house is really worth. How accurate is Zillow or ePraisal or any of these server farm type websites?
Everybody makes a joke about the Zillow, but the reality is Zillow has gotten, it's an algorithm, and it's based on, the square footage of the house. It won't take into account, maybe the area, the acreage on it. Is it fenced in? Is there solar panels on the home? But there's all these different things that don't figure into the price.
What about the property appraiser website? We have some great property appraisers around Central Florida. I know them well. Carrie Baker's over in Lake County, Rick Singh down in Orange County, good friends of mine. But is the property appraiser website an accurate reflection of what my house is worth?
No, not at all. It's probably maybe even 35% off what the real value is.
Okay, so I don't need to go to the tax assessor or the property appraiser's website to figure out what my house is worth, because it's always going to be less, right? I even think the property appraisers here will tell you that they keep it around 75% is what they're targeting of the value, because number one, if you go to sell it, you're going to have closing costs. They try to figure that part in there when it comes to the value. So the property appraiser website is not a good place to figure out what your house is worth. And also Zillow, ePraisal, you can go there. Right, I mean, feel free to go there and see what it's like, but if you really want to get an analysis of what your house is worth, what should I do?
You need to call a professional, like a real estate agent,
And-
who can give you that information.
And what will you do? I mean, what will you do differently than Zillow to really tell me what my house is worth?
Well, just like I talked about before, I will go and I will check square footage to square footage. I will see what the upgrades are. Does it have a pool? Doesn't? And we discount for those things, and that's how we come up with the value on home.
What is a tax deed sale? I've been hearing a lot of people talk about these lately, and they make me a little bit nervous. Tax deed sale, what is it?
They're very risky. Basically, what's happening is that the homeowner has not paid their taxes for a couple of years, so it actually goes to the courthouse for sale. And people do pick these up, but you have to do your homework. You have to find out whether there's a mortgage, what liens are attached to the property, because you could get stuck with those liens. You might have got it for $2,000 for the taxes, but
Do you recommend investors who are looking to get into investing in real estate to work in the tax deed sale arena?
only if you're very experienced and you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It can be very scary.
Do you think people are still making money flipping houses, and if so, how?
I believe they are. The only problem is it's lean out there right now. You can't find those deals like you did, a year or so ago. And you've got a lot of investors out there trying to do the same thing. And as the homes are staying more on the market, which they have been in the last couple of months, those same investors are scared to maybe purchase something that they might spend a little bit more on.
So are there deals out there, or are they totally gone?
There are deals out there, like I said, very slim.
How do I find them?
You call me.
I mean, seriously, are there certain pockets of Central Florida that have more deals than other places? Or, I mean, what should I be looking for when I'm trying to buy a house as an investor to flip it?
My experience has been any deals or neighborhoods that maybe, need the rehab work, and maybe it's, it's been in the family for like 30 years or whatever, and there's no liens on the property. There's a lot of websites out there now that will give you that information, and those are the ones that the investors are targeting.
Are condos good investments for flipping?
Not necessarily, because you may have to carry it for a while, and then you have all the management fees.
Townhouse?
Same thing, unless there's no HOA.
If you're going to talk to an investor right now, and they're like, look, I haven't really been into the real estate world, but I have some cash sitting around, and I want to get into investing in real estate, what kind of properties am I looking for?
I would say single-family residence, definitely.
Single family is the way to go. All right, I know, speaking of single family, you have a few single family homes to show us today. Are you ready to take a little tour?
I am.
All right, I'm excited to see these. Let's go to Dovetail first. Tell me about Dovetail.
I decided that the two properties that I wanted to highlight are on the lower spectrum, and that kind of goes with what you were saying. You're spending money on rent, you might as well purchase something. This one particularly is only $132,000, and it's about
132?
132. There's no HOA on this townhouse. Remember
I've
I
never
was
heard of
talking about
such a,
that?
how is there no HOA?
Well, they're duplexes almost.
Oh, okay.
So this whole area, there's probably about 12 or 14 homes, and this one was rehabbed a little bit. We've fixed the deck and so on. But if you had to rent this, it would be about $1,200. You could own this for $850.
Wow. So even if it's a starter place for you, if you move out, you could rent it and make money monthly. It almost doesn't make sense to rent anymore with the rental rates where they are. So on 132, $800 a month essentially.
$850.
And I know we're not quoting you exactly, but I mean the mortgage payment should be around $800 a month,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
you could easily rent it for $1,200. I would say. What part of town is this?
This is a Popka.
Okay. Orange or Seminole Popka, do you know?
It's orange.
Probably orange. I know Popka has a teeny little sliver over in Seminole County too. So Dovetail, if you have any questions or you'd like to see this house, give Vivian Lehman a call, 407-205-0400. We will also add this listing to the website, youhavepower.com. Let's continue the tour now. Let's go down to Marine.
Okay, so this one's 236 Marine Drive in Sanford. It actually sits on a canal, and it goes out to Lake Sylvan. They're asking $249 for this home. It's about 2,200 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath.
What part of Sanford is this?
It's actually off of 46
Mhm.
near Lake Sylvan.
Oh yeah, I know where that is. A lot of alligators back there being on the lake like that.
I haven't
canal?
seen
All right.
one.
I'm scared of alligators. You know that, Vivian. Those of us who didn't grow up here, we don't know about these canals. But okay, I do see the pictures of the canal though. So you can put a boat there?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
It's a brand new dock actually too.
oh wow. So Lake Sylvan, is this a ski lake
It
where you
is
can
a ski
actually?
lake. Yes.
What do you think being on a canal really has effect-wise on the value of a home?
It depends on the appraiser. Like the fact that it does go out to the ski lake makes a difference, and the appraiser might give it 15 to 20
Mm-hmm.
above just because of that.
Let's say I have a house that's $300,000 with neighbors all the way around, okay? And then the same exact house I have on a pond. They call it a lake, but it's really a pond, meaning I have no rear neighbors. And then I have the same house on a ski lake. How does that affect the value, you think, for all three of those scenarios?
I think the ski lake is obviously the biggest value that you're going to get. The pond, people like to look at it. 9 times out of 10, it's a retention pond.
Yeah.
But the builders give it more importance than the appraiser will.
They got to jack up the value somehow, huh? The prices, I see. Good job, Vivian Lehman. If you have any questions about these two properties, people are standing by. You can call Vivian right now, 407-205-0400. You're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, right, Vivian? All right, good deal. Vivian Lehman, you have realty. Now to my right, Roxanne Krivach. How are you, Roxanne? Remax 200.
Yes, I'm great, thank you.
So the properties you're going to show us, Phil, we're not going to go to them yet, but we have a residential and the commercial. So you work a little bit on the commercial side as well, huh? What are the differences in purchasing real estate or selling real estate for that matter, residential versus commercial?
Totally different.
Totally different. What are some of the differences?
Commercial is more laid back, and it's really, they have longer periods of inspection period. It takes a long time for one to happen. Residential, it's pretty much, 7-15 days inspection period and close in 30 to 45 days.
Would you say that commercial is less emotional than residential?
Totally. Yes, it's all about the numbers.
Yeah.
All about the numbers.
What about when it comes to economic collapses or markets up and down? I think we all know that we're in a pretty good seller's market right now when it comes to residential. Do you find that commercial trails residential or vice versa? How do they really work together when it comes to seller market versus buyer market?
Personally, I think commercial is still a buyer's market, so they can pretty much, pick and choose, and there's a lot of inventory for that. But it's catching up.
Really?
Residential, it is turning into a buyer's market. I mean, the inventory is going up, but it really is very hyper local. So it really depends on the community and the location.
And do you find residential and commercial go up and down together, or do they go up and down at totally separate times?
I would say they go hand in hand. More the residential has a little bit more movement, commercial's more steady.
Gotcha. I don't know as much about RE/MAX for some reason. What are some of the things that RE/MAX offers, or what is RE/MAX really known for?
RE/MAX is pretty much, it's global, so we market globally, and there's like 119,000 realtors that you basically work with and co-market with. A lot of support. They've been around for a long time, but each agent is independent, and like I'm an associate broker. I have my own business under the umbrella, but we have the support.
Speaking of global, I mean, I think most of us know at this point Orlando is sort of a global, international city, and we get buyers from Brazil, Colombia, England, all sorts of different places. How do you think the globality? Did I make that word up, or do you think that's a real word? I hope it was a real word. The globality of Orlando, how does that affect the real estate market here?
It makes it very exciting.
Yeah.
You've got to deal with different cultures. They have different expectations. It's just all different. I mean, every morning you wake up and whoever you're dealing with is, if you're dealing with a first-time buyer that's local, you wear a different hat. You deal with somebody that's coming in to invest, it's totally different.
How do we market to the international buyer?
The internet is number one.
Yeah.
Knowing the local groups that are in the local agents that are marketing. I mean, there are certain agents that just market to their different countries, but I would say definitely start online.
It seems like no matter what profession, I can certainly speak as from the legal field, we all have stressors in our life, in our professional life. I can name a half dozen right now if you wanted me to, but I won't bore you with them. What are some of the stressors of being a real estate agent, associate broker?
Stressors.
Yeah, like what stresses you out about the real estate world?
First is if the inspection comes out bad, that's a number one stressor. Hopefully you can get both parties together and meet somewhere in the middle. And number two is the appraisal. We're at a point right now that the sellers have a totally different opinion of what their house is worth, and the buyers totally think that they could just take it. And it's just those things. And number three is the loan. Yeah.
What about celebration? So I've seen too many real estate deals fall apart, at the closing table or at some point between contract and closing. As a real estate agent, do you have any sort of thing like, no, we're not celebrating until after closing, everything's signed, or when do we really celebrate?
Right.
Is that right?
Closing.
You don't want to jinx yourself, of course,
Totally.
right? And do you warn your sellers about that too? I mean, the seller gets so excited, we got a new contract, full price offer. You're like, look, how do you really deal with their expectations and things like that, but to not celebrate too soon?
Well, the key factors is you got to know the agent you're working with, because there's like 12,000 realtors in Orlando, and a lot of people just get in and out. So it's very important that you give the background of who's representing the other party to your sellers, and I kind of prep them for that. I prep them for anything that could come up during the inspection, and these things could come up, and prep them for the worst.
All right, a couple properties that you want to show us today. Let's go to Rimini. Where's this?
This is in St. Cloud,
Okay,
the
good.
best kept secret in
Is that
town,
right?
technically.
I didn't
I
know.
mean,
Tell me about this house.
Yes, because it's right within 5 miles of Lake Nona. Everybody wants to live in Lake Nona, but sometimes it's not affordable for a lot of people. This is your opportunity to live in Lake Nona lifestyle, work, play, hang out in Lake Nona without paying the Lake Nona price. Beautiful, energy efficient, former model home. It's located within 5 miles of Lake Nona. So this home was a former model of a big builder, exquisitely upgraded, wood look tile floors throughout, wood massive, beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's got coffered ceilings, lots of architectural upgrades, crown moldings, top of the line appliances, lots of different accent walls and everything.
What price point on this one?
This is $345,000.
And from what I'm seeing here, that seems like quite a value. I don't think you're going to pay that in Lake Mary or even Lake Nona, because that's a nice house. I mean, the upgrades there are terrific. I mean,
Yes.
look at those appliances just to begin with.
Totally. Now, this house in Lake Nona is
How much?
close to $500,000.
Is that right?
And the same builder is building closer to Lake Nona, and that's the price point at that point. So
Wow.
it's a great opportunity.
If you have any questions about this house, you can reach Roxanne 407-205-0400. I really like that one. I mean, it's really not that far out of town, Roxanne. You know,
It is, yeah.
it's right there. So give her a call, 407-205-0400. Switch gears a little bit to commercial. And I mean, commercial is great sometimes for investors, or maybe you're even a business owner looking to stop paying rent to someone else and you want to buy your own location. Now, this is down on OBT, I believe. Tell me about this commercial property.
Yeah, this is a great income-producing commercial property in a corner consisting of 2 parcels, just under 2 acres. It offers immediate cash flow and room for the owner to occupy and set up something. C3 zoning offer a variety of uses. There is tremendous opportunity for a buyer to hold as an investment and collect rents as a plan to evolve to improve and increase income or redevelop the whole place. You get almost 200 feet of prime exposure on Orange Blossom Trail between downtown and Florida Mall, and with almost 60,000 traffic counts
Oh, wow.
daily. Yeah, income is $110,000 a year for now, and it's under rented. There's a structure that's not rented; it's just being used as a storage right now. There's an auto repair shop. There's a used car dealership that's renting, and so it's really a great, excellent potential for future redevelopment or continue to rent and just collect the rent.
What is the price point on this one?
$1,399,000.
Gotcha. Any idea how long it's been on the market?
So this has actually been sold twice.
Oh, wow.
and
One of
it
those
just
deals.
came back on the market.
You
yes.
celebrated too soon, I told you.
It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
commercial's a little bit different.
So, but if you're bringing in almost 120 grand a year, I mean, I think the payment on 1.3 is going to be significantly less than that. So it's income producing right out of the gate for you.
It is, and a lot of room. Like that center building is not even rented. It's just
Oh, wow.
used as a storage right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, if you're an investor, do not sleep on commercial. Just because you're used to residential, sometimes you can get great deals in commercial that are producing tons of revenue for you. Your cap rate's going to be great. So don't ever just fall asleep on commercial because you've never done commercial, right? Any questions? 407-205-0400. Roxanne Krivach, good job. Remax 200 Realty. You're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, I hope, right?
Sure.
All right, and without further ado, it is time for the Real Estate Roundtable. If you have any questions during the week, go to my website, youhavepower.com, youhavepower.com. You can ask me questions right there, and we might just answer your question next week on You Have Real Estate. Vivian Lehman, let's go to Dallas in Oviedo. I'm not currently happy with my agent. Am I allowed to change?
My first suggestion would be look at the contract that you signed with your agent and see what your options are. If it's something that you can get out of, I don't go and solicit it by any means,
Sure.
but if you can get out of it, give me a call, we'll talk at that point.
I mean, do you ever find that, because look, I have some clients who, they're great people, I'm a good person, sometimes it's just not a good match. I mean, that happens in the real estate world as well, doesn't it? And
all the time.
I'm not out there telling you to go fire your agent by any means, but I mean there are certain times that personalities might just clash, right? What do you think? If you're not getting along with your agent, what do I need to really look at, Roxanne, to see if I can get out of that contract? Or should I just approach the agent and say, yeah, this doesn't seem to be working out. What should I do?
I would suggest that the seller gives the agent time to satisfy what it is that they're shortfalling on. If there's something they feel like there's no communication, it's not being advertised, there's no showings, I mean, the agent should have the opportunity to correct whatever it is that they're not doing correctly. And if within 2 weeks or 30 days, if the seller still feels that nothing's being done about it, and they're just not, it is their house, it is their investment, they should make the decision.
And there's nothing more miserable than staying in that relationship
Yeah.
with the seller.
Totally.
It's bad for the agent and the seller, Sometimes you do just need to walk away. Is it better to build? This is Brandon and Maitland. Is it better to build or buy?
It depends on your pocketbook.
Yeah.
So if you feel that if you can qualify and you want to build the house that you really want, or if basically you want energy efficiency, you want all the latest, gadgets out there, you can build. But then if you're trying to be practical and you want to keep your money in your pocket rather than give it away and pay it off quickly, you're better off buying a resale.
Vivian Lehman, build or buy?
I would say buy, only because she did have a point. Build, you're gonna get the perfect house. One of the biggest things that I always talked about with the people that we're looking at resales with, I'll say, you'll never find the perfect house because you will find the house, but not the area or this room, so yeah, you should build, but cost effective, buy a resale.
Real quick, Wayne in Ocoee says, what closing costs should I expect as a buyer? Vivian Lehman.
Closing costs as a buyer mostly has to do with the lender. You're gonna have some small fees from the title company, but it will range between 3 to 3.5% of your purchase price.
What do you think?
I agree.
Totally agree.
Could be 3 to 5% depending.
So the seller pays does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to closing costs, huh?
That's what
Good deal. So thank you very much. Vivian Lehman, You Have Realty, Roxanne Cravach, Remax 200, thank you both for being here today. Come back and see me anytime. And most importantly, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about anything we discussed today, give us a call, 407-205-0400. I have people standing by right now. If you want to start your house hunt, people are standing by to give you a pre-approval letter. Not tomorrow, not Monday. We're talking about today. You can also visit our website to see any of the properties that we displayed today. youhavepower.com. youhavepower.com. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you right back here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate. Good job, guys. It's fun. You liked it?
Yes.
Good.
Awesome.
Good job. Good job.